Well, AMPLIFi FX100 is like the next part of the gear has come out from AMPLIFi 150, and then we had, which is this fella here, and then with AMPLIFi 150, then we had AMPLIFi 75, and now we have AMPLIFi FX100, which is the floor mount processing version of it. So it's kind of directed at a different sort of customer. It's for somebody who kind of wants to be able to go out with a whole range of great sort of tones from the Podform collection. So you can dial in 70 different types of amplifier, you can dial in 20 different types of cabinet and 100 different types of effects into there. And it's all done uniquely with an iOS app. So the really, really good thing about this is, it's got 100 presets in there anyway, so you can use for all kinds of different things. Great thing is you can actually sort of dial in those tones on your app without actually having to get down on the floor and get your knees dirty and wear your trousers through. Because as guitar players, we're so used to kind of just being in that sort of situation where you're tweaking and doing and changing parameters. So you'll notice on the top of the unit, it's actually very, very simple and straightforward. We've got drive, bass, middle, treble, effects, and reverb, and then we have patches, ABC, our foot switches A, B, C, and D, and that'll take us through the 100 different presets that are in there, and obviously a volume pedal and an effect and a wah pedal as well. The 100 different presets in there will get you through most kind of situations, but you really kind of want to be using the iOS app to get the most from the pedal. So let's have a look at just how easy this is. So as I said before, 70 different types of amplifier. So I'm just going to switch off some of the effects here. And it's so intuitive and so friendly to use. It really is just kind of dragging and turning moving these sliders. So I've just switched the stomp pedal off there, and now what I'm going to find is a whole collection of amplifiers. All the British amplifiers there. I have a range of American amplifiers, and as I click each one of them, you're going to hear the different sounds from them. So let's say we dial in this tone and we go for something like a Marshall Plexi sound. So I want to change the EQ on that. Sound a bit bassy. So I can very, very quickly and easily turn down the bass. Might want a bit more drive. You want to change the cabinet on that, so I'm going to change a whole range of different cabinets. So it's going to get very, very, you can get close to a whole range of different sort of classic guitar tones there. With that amount of amps and that amount of effects, there's not going to be many kind of different tones that you're not going to be able to achieve from those records. So. Different cabinets. We want to add some of a modulation pedal in front of that. Switching the modulation. Choose from those 100 effects. Let's maybe add tremolo. So really, really quick and easy to dial in those sort of sounds. That option, now when I've created that sound, I have the option of saving it to the app. I can save it directly into the pedal, so I could then go to a gig and not actually need to take the app away. I could leave the app, the actual app, the app at home. Or I can actually publish it onto the Line 6's tone cloud, which means that other users all around the world have instant access to any of the tones that I want to share with them. So we have this library of tones, which is currently, I believe, around 7,000 different tones, but growing all the time as more and more people get hold of the product and start uploading those tones. And it means that we can very, very quickly, some people might decide that they really like the tones that I dial in, they might really like the tones that you dial in, and it means I could actually search for tones by my name, by your name, or by a particular player's name. So let's have a look at this, because in the actual menu field here, we actually have that tone search. So now, instead of maybe buying a new effects processor and wanting to know how to sound like Steve Vai, and going through until you actually find the appropriate one. It might be sound number 2D, but we don't want to talk about sounds in terms of the sound being sound number 2D. We want to say it's a Steve Vai tone. So if I was to go in here, just type in Steve Vai, it will go online and download a collection of different tones that Steve Vai would use from different sort of songs. Again, they could have been created by me, they could have been created by anybody who's actually got one of these devices and one of these apps. Yeah. So there you see it. A whole range of different tones to use. And the reason why you're seeing some of them as being starred is because they'll be particularly good tones where somebody's checked them out, really thought it was a good tone, and they've actually given it a 5-star rating. So as a general rule, they're probably going to be the first ones that you kind of click on first, see if you really like them, and then rate them yourself as well. Okay. The other thing it'll do, it'll also stream back music from your iTunes library, just like AMPLIFi. Obviously it hasn't got the speakers, but you can run the audio output straight into a full range sort of PA system or on your home sort of studio monitors, anything like that. And at the same time, you can actually run the guitar amp out of a separate jack socket, so that could go into your amp, or again into studio monitors, or it's a different sort of output on there. And as we've seen before, the iTunes library's playing there. I'm going to stop it because I don't think you want this song on your video. And then what it's done there, it's actually downloaded those tones right there, and I'm up and running. So again, Line 6 are kind of creating solutions for people where you may only have 10, 15 minutes to play and you want to jam along with your favourite track. You don't want to be plugging in different pedals, doing, moving batteries, anything like that. You want to be able to plug straight in and get the tone that you want, like jam along with your favourite songs.